Hi everybody, what an exciting time it is for PUBG. So, if you're watching this video before the 12th of January 2022, these are the patch notes for the changes that are coming when PUBG goes free to play. If it's after that, then well, they've already happened and you can check these changes out in game. But I've been playing on the PC test server where some of these changes are already in effect, and to be honest, it looks like PUBG have done a good job in introducing new tutorials to the game, so that new starters and people who are rusty will be able to finally have methods of getting to know the mechanics of the game in a way like that every single other shooter always has. So there's a tutorial that tells you how to go through and crouch and pick up guns and jump over things, and there's a tutorial where you play against AI bots, 100% AI bots apart from you in a game of Battle Royale. So it's really, really good, but these are the specific patch notes that also relate to the new things that are coming. So we've got like a big medic bag that's coming, there's a drone that's coming. Anyway, let's go through, let's read these patch notes, and let's get very excited for, hopefully, the resurgence of PUBG. I mean, it doesn't do that bad at the moment, there's still hundreds of thousands of people playing it, but hopefully going free to play will mean that it'll get even more popular. Hello survivors, PUBG Battlegrounds has advanced through various platforms to share its unique Battle Royale experience with a broader audience. Now, with our free-to-play transition, we want to further expand our community, provide faster matchmaking and the opportunity to meet more opponents. After the transition, free-to-play Battlegrounds Plus account is added, and all players who have owned and played PUBG before the free-to-play service transition will automatically receive the PUBG Special Commemorative Pack. We look forward to sharing our unique Battle Royale experience with more survivors. For details on the free-to-play service transition, please check the free-to-play announcement. So basically, live maintenance, so PUBG is going to go offline on January the 10th or January the 11th, depending where you are, and then it will come back online sometime on January the 12th. If you've already purchased PUBG on PC, Xbox or PlayStation, you will have access to the full bits in the game, which basically means that you'll have access to rank mode as well. If you get the free-to-play version, you'll have access to normal PUBG, and you can pay to buy a special pack that gives you access to ranked mode. I very rarely play ranked mode, so I wouldn't really worry about that. So, highlights. Please keep in mind that the features and updates we provide below may be modified, or even possibly removed due to reasons such as bugs, in-game issues and or community feedback. We will update our players if such changes occur. So, the new tactical gear. So these are devices that take up a whole weapon slot. So if you choose to pick up one of these devices, you can only carry one other main weapon. So although they do offer quite significant advantages, you do have to balance that against what you're giving up, which is that second weapon. So I think these perhaps are going to make a bigger difference in especially squad mode, where you can have one of your players have a drone, you can have one of your players have the medic pack thing, and then the other two players can take up the slack, with sniper rifles or DMRs, where the others have got ARs or SMGs. So it's going to be interesting. New feature, tactical gear. We've decided to introduce a whole new category of tactical items, tactical gear, that strays from pure gunplay to provide our players various options for improving their in-game performances. As tactical gear will be taking up players' primary weapon slots, we hope this will allow players to come up with more creative long-term strategies. Now, this is actually quite clever, because one of the problems with shooters is that if you're not very good at shooting, you can feel a bit like a spare leg, and a bit useless. Where this way, when you're in a squad, say, of 4 people, and 3 of them are absolute monsters when it comes to shooting people, you can be the drone operator. You could be the guy who says, look, I'll just stay at the back and I'll get my drone out and I'll tag people. So, so it gives you that extra option. The drone is a tactical gear that allows players to scout a far distance safely and even pick up an item without facing the risk of direct combat. And that is cool. That is cool. Drones will spawn in every map. Drones will be available in normal matches, custom games, training mode and sandbox, and not ranked. Once players loot and equip the drone, they can hold the drone tablet in their hands. Players can then toggle in and out of drone view. The drone will launch into the air once players toggle into drone view. A drone in flight will make noise and have a distinctive blinking light. A deployed drone will be identifiable by a unique drone icon both on the map and the minimap. In drone view, players' characters will stop moving and give up control of their body as they fly around the perspective of the drone, so you have to make sure you're standing somewhere safe. If players toggle out of drone view, the drone will remain hovering in its current position. Players can recall a drone in flight. When recall is initiated, the drone will attempt to fly back in a straight line to the spot the player recalled it. The drone will fly back to the location the player first recalled it. When the recall is in progress, the recall will be stopped if the player attempts to use the drone tablet. When the recall is in progress, the recall will be stopped if the player uses the recall feature again. The drone cannot avoid obstacles or move through solid objects while being recalled, so you might lose your drone. The drone has a large 300 meter operation radius that players must stay in while flying the drone. The drone alerts players with a warning message and a static screen where it's within 90 meters of its maximum operation radius. If the drone leaves its operation radius, it will get destroyed and player will need to retrieve it and repair the drone to use it again. The drone has a maximum health points or hit points of 35 and can take damage from various things. Gunfire, explosions, fire, water, flying outside of its radius, vehicle collision. When the drone's HP reaches 0, it will fall to the ground and get destroyed. Players must retrieve the drone and repair it to use it again. A drone can loot a single item to its single inventory slot. For example, a stack of bandages is also considered a single item. Drones cannot pick up items from care packages, death boxes and trunks. Players in drone view are also able to drop the held item anytime. Players can receive the drone's held item by recalling the drone. Excuse me. Players will be able to ping normally when toggled in drone view. The ping icon will be displayed as a regular ping. So if you weren't aware of it already, at the moment anyway on the test server we have in-game 3D pinging back again. Now we'll have to see whether this stays or not. So you know, normally when you ping in PUBG it just appears on your compass, doesn't it? It doesn't actually physically appear in front of you, but it now physically appears in front of you on the map. You know, like marking does in something like Battlefield. So when you mark, so if you look towards a building and then ping it, a little icon appears physically in the view of everybody. Now this was really hated when it happened last time and it pretty quickly got taken out of the game, but the fact that they put it back in again I think means that PUBG think that this will help new players, so we'll have to see how it goes. And then we've got all the controls that you need, don't need to go through there. So next tactical gear, the Emt Gear, emergency medical treatment. The Emt Gear is tactical gear that allows players to opt into increased healing potential for both themselves and their team at the cost of reduced combat flexibility. Again, while you're carrying this box, you're only carrying one primary weapon. The Emt Gear will spawn in every map. 2 stacks of bandages will spawn alongside the Emt Gear, but the Emt Gear isn't about that. The Emt Gear will be available in normal matches, custom games, training mode and sandbox mode, but not ranked. Players will receive numerous passive benefits with the Emt Gear regardless of if they're holding it or have it stowed away. It will only take 3 seconds to use healing items such as bandages, first aid kits and medic kits, so you can heal faster. It will only take 3 seconds to revive a knocked down teammate, so that's very, very fast. Players can walk much faster when using healing items when normally using healing items. Bandages and first aid kits can heal players to max level, so you won't have to pop painkillers or energy drinks. Medkits will give full boost to players. So again, I mean, these are big changes. The fact that you take a medical kit, not only you're back at full health, but you've got full boost as well. Players with the Emt Gear kit will gain an ability to interact with damaged teammates. Player can spend one of their own healing items on their teammate. So you can run up to someone and heal them. Say you revive them, you can then immediately give them a first aid. Players can toggle between different healing items on the bottom screen where a weapons fire mode would normally be displayed. The display would also show the number of the selected heal that the players in their inventory. The Emt Gear will not grant the following boosts when used in the blue zone: healing boosts and shorten revival time. And there's the controls. So that sounds very good. The only thing that I think it should do is, I think, here we go. Players will have seen. I think it should also have an area of effect. I think as well. I think it should be maybe players when they're in close proximity of the person with the EMT gear, like, you know, very close. Say you're in a car together. If you're near the guy with the EMT gear, then, you know, you should be able to bandage up faster. But I'm pretty happy with that. I mean, basically you're becoming the medic of your squad, which I think is pretty cool. New mode tutorials. So I talked a little bit about these earlier. Basic training. Now, basic training, this is the standard Call of Duty or Battlefield type tutorial where you're basically in corridors and it says press this button to crouch, press this button to jump, press this button to jump over something, press this button to pick up a gun. So it tells you all the basics of how to play the game, the mechanics behind it, and I think it's really good. It's fantastic they've introduced that, so well done. AI training match. Now let's read through this. Players will be facing 99 bots in this mock game mode to grasp the flow of how an actual normal match would look like on Erangel in third person. During each situation and phase, messages will pop up in the upper left hand corner of the screen to guide players on what to do. Players can complete this mode by satisfying one of the following conditions: play 10 AI training matches, complete every mission. Players can find the mission list. Current players may also play up to 10 AI training matches per account. Since PUBG Battlegrounds provides the fun of coming up with strategies to use against real enemies in Battle Royale setting, we believe that the 10 match limit in AI training matches is just enough for players who need the practice. New and returning players who complete this mode before playing all 10 matches will still be able to play the remaining matches left. Interesting. See, this is really single player PUBG, and it's a shame that it's limited to 10 matches. I think this should be something that's available all of the time, because especially for someone like me who I probably wouldn't want to play it on console, which is my main method of playing it, but especially for playing on PC where I'm trying to get better at keyboard and mouse, that would be very, very good indeed, to just be able to play it as that's the PUBG I play on PC, because I've got no chance when it comes to real players, or I won't have for several months until I get much better with keyboard and mouse. So you don't get extra HP or anything like that. Lobby tutorial missions. Now this is interesting. This is like a to-do list of the things that new players should do, and also it's a way of existing players you can earn various skins and money, in-game currency. Training mode has got a helper, so that's good. So that's all in there now as well. Practice range. As we observed, players practicing their aiming and shooting on the walls. We tried to implement a proper system where players could practice all they want without any interference. Therefore, a private indoor practice area has been built into training mode. Players can enter this private area through the indoor range door. Even if multiplayer players enter simultaneously, players will end up arriving at their own training domain. Once inside, players can use the buttons in front of the shooting targets to adjust the target's distance or to reset its state. Yeah, so that's brilliant. Background noise reduction, so that's been introduced so when people are shooting all the time. Mortars have been added to training mode. Action queuing. With the action queue feature, players can queue up their next desired action by pressing and holding the button while a certain action is in progress. The action will immediately perform after the action in progress ends. For example, if you hold the firing key while reloading, the gun fires immediately after the reload action ends. We have already had various action queues applied, but we want to respond to a long requested community feedback by applying them to more cases to improve the flexibility and responsiveness of game controls. Action queuing is added to shooting, inventory, navigating various moving actions, and etc. The action bound to the key will be held during activate after queuing. This feature is turned off as default. Please turn on from the settings, gameplay functionality, and turn on or off the feature. Now that'll be interesting to see if that is on console. This is where we really want it. Alright? Because what happens in PUBG, and this probably happens on PC as well, but I don't know. Say you jump around a corner, and then as you're in the air, you press the aim down sight button on your controller, I guess on your keyboard. At the moment in PUBG, when you hit the ground, your character does not aim down sight unless you release that button and reapply it. So with this, that should mean that you jump, you hit the ground, your character will aim down sight, and you can start shooting. So we'll have to see. That would be fantastic if they do really put that in. Win94 and VSS improvements. We wanted to allow fans of the Win94 to use the iron sight again. Players can switch between the scopes and iron sights with the help of a functional flip sight. Win94 will continue to have no sight attachment as the iron sight is attached by default. The VSS had a 3.5 times scope, and this was the only available sight to fire the weapon in ADS with no sight attachments allowed. It has the potential to be useful in short range, however it can be a bit awkward to fire ADS in close quarters with the scope. We hope this update allows players to fight more easily. Now you can attach a canted sight onto the VSS. Oh, that is useful. VSS, I do love the VSS. So the PGC posters will be gone. Cacao friends will be gone. Down but not out balance. Have you ever been in that awkward situation where you got killed shortly after entering a down but not out by being attacked? It gets frustrating when you've just looted all the things you need but soon die, especially in the early days and stages of the match. This down but not out adjustment focuses on decreasing the amount of annoying down but not out executions which may ruin the gameplay. Extended entering the down but not out time. Lengthen the going into down but not out animation time, which would increase the invulnerability time from 1 to 5 seconds. Tweaked the down but not out bleed time. So first knock 90 seconds, second 30, third 30. Alright, okay, and they've added more knocks. Increased down but out movement by 10%. Movement speed while down but out underwater remains the same. Okay, so that's interesting. So again, this is the situation where you jump early in the game, maybe you jump hot in a squad, and you get shot, you go down, and you get thirsted by an enemy, and then you've got to wait around for 25 minutes while your teammates finish the game. So the idea with this is that if you are safe, so in other words, the enemy can't thirst you, you're going to be able to, crawl around for a lot longer so that your teammates can finish off the enemies and come back and get you. Is that a good thing? It depends. What it means is that even if you headshot an enemy at a distance when you're playing squads or duos, you can't kill them because they have enough time to get behind cover. That's the payoff with something like this. Yeah, that's. Is it a problem? It depends what side you're on, isn't it? If you headshot someone from 300 meters, and they then go down, but then they can crawl behind cover, and their teammate can pick them up, you'd be a bit miffed, wouldn't you? But if you're the person who's been knocked, you'd be pretty happy. So we'll have to see how it plays out. Screen ping marker. We've improved the existing ping system and added the ability to display the ping on the screen where the player can see. We expect this to enable faster and more clear communication between squad mates. Available in solo, duo and squad, not available in ranked. Right, that's good. So they've made that compromise, haven't they? Where they said, look, this is in casual mode, but we're not going to put it in ranked and esport modes. Fair enough. Yeah, that's great. Minimap improvements. We've improved the quality of the minimap so the terrain is displayed more intuitively. We've applied the same quality of curves in the map to the minimap. In addition, the bridges are displayed in the same way as the roads. Looks like they've taken off the grid though. Left the grid. Lobby updates, lobby interface improvements, store, match history improvements, lobby time, lobby theme. So PUBG comes out of Xbox Game Pass because it's free, so that's fine. And you'll no longer be able to play it through Xbox Cloud Gaming. Oh well, there we go. Various bug fixes, items and skins. There we go. So very, very, very exciting. Now you can probably tell by my enthusiasm for PUBG now that I've made my peace with PUBG. I've thoroughly enjoyed myself over the last few weeks. So I've been playing more PUBG than I ever have in a long, long time. And I, for one, I'm very excited about it going free to play. And I'm looking forward to diving in with hopefully lots of new players and enjoying myself in which definitely is one of the greatest video games ever created. Anyway, what do you think? Put your questions and comments down below. I will, of course, see you again soon.